Well, the name part is easy, Harry W. Crosby. And the titles of the books, the first one was The King's Highway in Baja, California, 1974. The next one was The Cave Paintings of Baja, California in 75. And then Last of the Californios, my book on the people in the mountains of Baja, California in 81. And then the next was Antigua, California in 94, and Gateway to Alta California in 2002, and I did a novel, Portrait of Paloma, in 2001.
My name is Judy Goldstein Bolteo, and my book is The Other Side, Journeys in Baja California, El Otro Lado.
Jim Smith, Grinning Gargoyle Spills the Beans, Another Yarn to Baja, California. Series of vignettes of yarn to Baja, California. Some first person, some second person, some history, some observations on the culture, gags. Pretty light book, not to be taken seriously.
Hi, my name's Ann Hazard, and I've written 3 books about Baja. The first one is Cooking with Baja Magic. And my second book is a fictional story of 4 women who traveled Baja in a motorhome for a month called Cartwheels in the Sand. And my most recent one is called Agave Sunsets. It's 50 true stories about Baja adventures.
My name is Greg Neiman, and I'm the author of Baja Fever and Baja Legends. I've been coming down here to Baja California most of my life. My father used to take us camping when I was a kid in the 40s, and the memories were wonderful, and I never forgot them. And I bought a small trailer, which has kind of grown into a lifelong love affair.
My name is Graham McIntosh. I'm the author of 2 books. One is called Into a Desert Place, and the other is Journey with the Baja Burro. There's a 3rd book, and the title on that one is Nearer My Dog to Thee, and it talks about a trip up into the San Pedro Mate Mountains with a dog I adopted from Rosarito Beach.
My name is Larry Stanton. My 2 books are Best Stories of Baja and Arriba Baja. The first book, Best Stories, was republished from Glory Days of Baja. That was the hardcover, and that sold out. And then to get the Best Stories of Baja republished was going to take 2.5 years with my publisher, so I just asked if I could have copyright reversion, and knowing nothing about publishing, published it in 2 months.
Well, I'm Dick Perry, and my focus is on colonial Mexico, and I've written about 5 books, designed really as travel guides. And the first area we went to is Yucatan. I've got a couple of books, done a couple of books on Yucatan. One is Maya Missions, which is more or less self-explanatory. It talks about the colonial churches and monasteries down there. And the other one, which came out fairly recently, is a collection of classic travel narratives. It's called Exploring Yucatan, and I've taken extracts from writers and travelers from the early colonial times, conquest times, right up to the present date. I even sneaked in a couple of pieces of my own. The other areas I explored are central and western Mexico, and again focusing on the colonial buildings.
Okay, my name is Marvin Patchen, and the book title is Baja Adventures by Land, Air, and Sea. That's our first book, and the second book is called Baja Outpost.
I'm Aletha Patchen, and I'm married to Marvin for 53 years.
My name is Ed Vernon, and my book, singular, is Las Misiones Antiguas, a record of all of the missions and many of the main visiting missions in Baja California.
I knew him, and Sam Hanks, his right-hand man, was a good friend of ours, and we went on some adventures together, and So he was an inspiration, though.
I don't think we ought to get into that. yeah, I knew Earl Gardner. I treated him pretty rough in my book, but he treated me pretty rough too. So
I enjoy Earl Stanley Gardner.
And a lot of people sort of booed him for having all this entourage and things like that, but people had to realize that he was still writing a series of TV programs every week, and he had to get back and forth and have a lot of people to give him support by airplane and helicopter and this and that, and secretaries.
Wasn't it your grandfather that was on some of the expeditions with Earl Stanley Gardner?
Yeah, he's actually in Mexico's Magic Square that Earl wrote about their trip from